What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we das. We get it in. But before we get it in, brothers, let's let Superwood get it in.
Brother.
Brother.
Brother. Brother.
Brother. Brother. Brother.
Brother. Brother.
Brother.
Brother. Brother. Brother. Brother. Brother. Brother.
Brother.
Brother. Brother. Brother.
Brother. Right? Hey, too many brothers, brother. Right? Hey, that's a brother. Welcome back to the channel. If you already haven't hit that like and subscribe button, make sure that you do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. And I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it, brothers, right? Are you guys ready for the part 2 that I was supposed to do part 2 a long time ago and I never did? Well, here we go with part 2, Superwood. I'm just messing around, brother. Part 2, right? And if you haven't watched part 1, make sure that you guys refer to part 1 because I don't want to jack it all up for you. But I'm telling you guys right now, brothers, part 2, well, it just got super woodish around here and super weirdish, all in the same sentence, right? Because if you remember, I was at Superwood's front door. I was at Rutsch's front door and he opened it and he was pouring sweat and he was, he was up in there, and brother, I wasn't willing to walk away like that. I couldn't leave the homeboy hanging, right? Couldn't leave him hanging like Sylvester Stallone off a cliff. I had to go save him. I had to save him from himself, right? Now, we all know, like I said in part 1, the Woods, they like to general horseplay, right? They like to do some general horseplay. And this guy had a friend in there named Daniel that they were general horseplaying, I guess, a little bit. According to Roach, they were working out. So let me recap. I knock on the door. I'm here. It's an odd sound. It's early in the morning. I'm hearing, Now I came to pick a little something up because someone had called me to pick a little something up. And that's what you do at that time of night. You pick a little something up. So that way I could distribute a little something so I can get a little bit of money. So that way everyone's happy, right? But I wasn't in the mood. I was in the let me get that. I'll come back with that mood, right? So I knock on the door. Eventually, Roach comes and he's pouring sweat and he's in his boxer shorts. He's like, brother, what are you doing at my house this time of morning, right? I said, well, what are you doing sweating at this time of morning? Oh, brother, I'm in there working out, right? I said, yeah. Since when did you start to work out, brother? Right? Like that, the way you work out is like this. Like that's his workout. Right, left, right, twirl, and you twirl, right, and smoke, and that's his workout. So I'm wondering what's going on, and then from the midst of my confusion, I look in the background and I see Daniel. Now, for those of you that didn't watch part 1, please watch it because Daniel could have been Daniela for all I know. But Daniel's in the background saying, "Hurry up, Roach. We got another set to do. Right? The way you're walking, it doesn't look like you could stand any more sets." And the way Roach is standing looks like he just wants to fucking get set it out the game. He's like, "Oh, bro, I'll be right there. So you got what you need or what?" I'm like, "Hey, let me, can I get you there? let me talk to you over here, Roach. Like, let me pull you away from the Chiru who fucking spell you're under." I said, "What are you doing, bro?" He said, "Brother, I told you I'm working out. What, you call me a white man a liar?" I said, "No, because you know we're white. We don't lie." I said, "Yeah, I know. That's what Trump says. Come here. Let me get at you. Bro, you're not doing what I think you're doing." "Well, what do you think I'm doing, brother? Say it out loud. Say it loud and proud with your chest, like a white man does." I said, "But I'm not a white man. But anyways, you're in the midst of one. Say something." I said, "From what it looks like, bro, you're in there doing extra particular activities, not curricular, because it's ain't nothing curricular about that, right? But that's peculiar. That's a particular activity. What are you in there doing?" He said, "Brother, we were doing sit-ups." I said, "No, it looks like he was doing sit-ups and you were doing sit-downs." I look, brother, just say what you're gonna say, bro. You know, rocking that new, right? Say it loud, brother. Are in there rocking that new, right? I'd say it as loud as I can, brother, right? He's like, "Oh, bro, how dare you?" "All right, look, brother, I'm gonna keep it real. So this is how it all went down." So imagine you're like in a cloud, and I'm flabbergasted at this point because he's about to tell me some shit I never thought I'd hear. He's like, "Brother, I'm asleep. I'm in mid sleep mode, brother. And you know, I haven't slept for like 7, 8, maybe 9 days at this point. And I'm just like, I'm rock hard. I'm sleeping." I said, whoa. Don't rewind, but kind of rewind. Like, what did you say? Right? Because did I hear that correctly? He was like, "No, brother, you heard it. You heard it. Damn fucking clean your ears out because I'll say it again. I was rock hard, brother. You know how you wake up morning wood." I was like, "All right, Wood. So let's keep going. You're telling me a story I don't want to hear, but I have to hear because I need to know if I'm going to fucking come back to this house anymore ever again, right?" So he's like, brother, well, good morning, Wood. So Daniel peeks his head in. I said, why is he peeking his head in your room? Brother, I don't got a fucking door in my room. Anyone can peek their head in. Yeah, but there's a man with a wig peeking his head in. Brother, look, I didn't ask him to stay here, but he's here. You know what I mean? So you just got to live with it. You got to go with the flow, brother. Just go with the flow. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going with the flow. What's going on here? God damn. And as I'm speaking to him, this bag that I have in my hand, I'm clutching this motherfucker. Powder's dripping everywhere. I'm just pissed, right? No, it can't be. Not my brother, right? So is he a sister now? I don't know. So he's like, hey, brother. So he's like, do you want to work out? So I've been hearing him for the past few days, and look, I've been laying in my bed trying to go to sleep, but I just like one bowl after another. It just all gels together, brother. And I've been hearing him work out 2, 3 in the morning. So I say to myself, I'm kind of inquisitive to what he's doing. I said, that's that white word. That's that white shit, inquisitive. I like that shit. You like how I said it? Let me say it again. Inquisitive, right? I say, I like it. He's like, so I get inquisitive. So the other day I was listening and, I just heard it sound like lotion and baby oil and all kinds of different things going on. I said, whoa. What does that have to do with working out? Well, you got to get oiled down to work out, brother. I said, no, we don't do that. I don't know what Mexicans do, but white people are different. Brother, we want to glisten. We're trying to get a suntan. I said, but you're in your house. Yeah, brother, but the halogen light. That's another word, halogen. I like how you just say it again. Halogen, brother, right? So he's telling me the story, but he's beating around the bush. He's like, brother, I went over there. What are you doing over here, Daniel? I'm working out. And, his voice is similar to mine, yet with a higher pitch. So he was like, I'm working out. And I was like, oh, you're working out? And he's like, yeah, I'm working out. And then I was like, okay, well, let's work out together. And next thing you know, for the last 2 days, we've been really working some shit out. I said, okay, well, what have you guys worked out? That one of you wants more than the other one wants, or that the other one is just inquisitive? Like, what are you working out? He's like, look, brother, if you think I was in there doing something obscene with him, I could be misconstrued as that, but it isn't. Like, look, brother, he's my spotter. I said, yeah, well, you guys don't have weights in there. So spotting what? No, brother, so I do these new things. They're called tummy curls. I said, okay, all right. I could get with that program, tummy curls. But what is that like? Whose tummy is curling, his or yours? Like, just tell me he doesn't curl your tummy, right? No, brother. So they're like butt ups, and like he just lifts my back up, and it's just like the pressure gets released. I said, okay, look, bro. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. You're my boy. Are you doing something weird with that dude? No, brother, I promise. No, I wouldn't do nothing weird with them. Daniel, are we doing something weird? Daniel's like, it ain't weird to me. I was like, brother. He's like, brother. So I don't get a definitive answer, but I'm pretty much dead on. They were doing some extra spectacular in there, right? That I don't agree with. So I told Roach, look, I'm going to leave you guys to it, bro. I'm going to get at you in the morning, homie. I'm going to have the paper for you, and we'll discuss this further. Go ahead. Get your Richard Simmons on and sweat to the oldies or to the fucking, I like some old time rock and roll. They're doing the cock and roll in there, right? So whatever, bedtime story shit. I'm out. So I go home. I can't sleep. I'm pacing the floor, like not only because fucking I'm upset and I'm wondering what the homeboy's doing, but because that shit got on my hands and my pores and I'm up, right? And I'm like, fuck, man. Damn. So the homie's calling me like, hey, bro, you got that? I'm like, yeah, I get whatever's left of it. Come get it. You can have it. I'll pay for the shit, man. I'm just upset. What's wrong with you, bro? Fuck, man. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? For good times and bad times, I'll be I lost a friend tonight, right? So, oh, bro, Spencer, man, my condolences. Nah, not like that. I lost him to Pipa. Oh, he smokes? Yeah, he does, or his boyfriend does. I don't know. Someone does in the house. So anyways, the next morning rolls around, and I can't wait. I'm waiting for like 8 in the morning, even though I know this motherfucker's wide awake, right? He might be tired after his workout, right? So I call him at 8. His mom answers, hey, it's the fucking Mexican on the phone. So Rose, hey, what's up, brother? You coming through today? I said, I don't know. Does it smell normal in there? Brother, I was high last night when we were talking. Nah, bro, I would never get down like that, right? So I go over, right? It's not a house where you go to get menudo. You're lucky if you get fucking rye toast with scrambled eggs with no seasoning whatsoever, right? And so I go over there, some toast and eggs, right? And that motherfucker Daniel's in there whipping the beans up and shit. He looks happy, joyous. That motherfucker's in there. Whistle while you work. He's all happy. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he looks like a pregnant lady. You know when they're glowing and they're happy? And I'm like, Roach, just go to the garage, bro. He's like, no, brother, smells in there. We're working out. You guys worked out in every room? Pretty much, brother. Pretty much. You don't go in the bathroom, brother, because there might be some. If you put a halogen light on in there, I said, let me get at you in the backyard then. Or unless you guys fucking contaminated that too. Oh no, bro, this is dog shit back there. Come on, we can go back there. So we went back there. And I'm like, bro, just tell me straight up, did you do something wild with that person? And, you know, at this point, it's that person now because I'm just upset. He's like, no, brother, no, I would never do that. No, bro, it wasn't like that. We were really working out, bro. See, look, can you tell my muscles? His shit's like this. I was like, yeah, I can tell something's different. He's like, look, brother, I'm not going to lie. He tried, but I shut that down quick. I said, bro, you're a fucking wood, a gangster, bro. Why are you letting this dude in your house? What do you mean? I'll go deal with it. No, brother, no. My mom likes him. Don't do that. And he cooks fucking good. Tell me he ain't cooking good. Tell me the toast didn't taste different this morning. I said, well, it's like cinnamon toast crunch, brother. I said, nah, man, something ain't cool. So I'm already upset, right? I got to save Roach for himself because I could see he's getting closer and closer to this individual. And he's never been like this. And I don't know if it was the new shit that he got or just the alluring nature of this person. I don't know what it was, right? But we're out in the backyard just bullshitting, and now I'm just smoking a frau, and Roach is just back there king, and we forgot all about it. Like, if his shit smells, it shit smells, whatever. And dude Daniel comes, hey, you guys hungry? I made no. I said, hell nah, bro. Get the fuck away from me. It's like, you don't got to talk to me like that. I said, now this is a pretty big dude. He's not small like you may think, right? But at this point, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm like, man, get up out of here, bro. Shit, man, you're over here trying to come over here and bat your eyes. Talking about you guys want an extra piece of toast. Get the fuck out of here, right? So Roach is like, look, brother, maybe I should go stay with you for a couple of days. I said, no, not if you're into that shit. You're not going to come to my house with that weird, let's work out in the middle of the night. I want to do chin-ups. Nah, I don't get down. He's like, no, brother, it's because I'm trying to get rid of this guy because look, brother, he's been trying to do some wild shit with me. And I don't know what to do. My mom's tripping and I stay with my mom. So what am I supposed to do? I said, come on, come to the pad. So Roach is over there at the pad. We have a fantastic 2 days. We're chilling, man. You know, he's getting to smoke on. We're chilling at the pad. We're going everywhere, eating tacos with mild salsa. I mean, we're in Modesto. Like, we're chilling. We go to the flea market and shit. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I don't know, this motherfucker Roach has a fixation with elotes now. I don't know why, right? He never liked elotes in the beginning. After Daniel, he was a fucking elote muncher. So I'm like, bro, how are we going to get rid of this dude? He was like, brother, we got to figure out a way. So I said, why don't we do him like you did that pit that one time? He's like, which pit? The black one or the white one? I said, the black one. Yeah, that one. You remember I got rid of it? Why did I get rid of it? Because it was black. Yeah, that's right. That's right, brother. There was no way. I just couldn't put up with it. I was frustrated. So this was our plan. We're going to take this motherfucker up to San Francisco in the Castro district and just chop his ass off. Fuck it. That's where he wants to be anyways, right? Hopefully he can't find his way back is what Roach is thinking. I'm like, Roach, he knows you're fucking out. He stays at your house. All his clothes are at your house. She's going to jump on the ground and come right back. Brother, at least I can get a couple days to convince mom to get rid of this motherfucker. I'll say that he just bit my shit. I was like, what? No, for real, I got tooth marks. What the fuck, right? We convinced this motherfucker to go with us to San Francisco. We got to go pick up some D, right? Some dope. He's thinking D, a different type of D, right? So we dropped this motherfucker off at not even the Castro district, Tenderloin district. Walk your ass over there, stupid. And we jam. We leave him, right? 3 days later, this motherfucker pulls up with some big old Asian dude, right? And the Asian dude, look, shout out to my Asians, man, but this Asian dude wasn't quite Asianastic, right? He was different. He was more like Mr. Chow, motherfucker. He was different, right? He was chowed out the game. So he pulls up with them. I guess they're close friends now. And I ain't even gonna lie, I seen a twinkle in Roach's eye. Like, Roach was happy that the dude was moving out, but Roach was kind of upset. So the dude's moving. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. The dude had all these gold rings, like hella gold rings, right? And so in the midst of like packing his shit, a few of those gold rings disappeared. I don't know how, but they did, right? And so this dude's getting his shit, and he's like, where's all my jewelry? And Roach had it all like in a sandwich bag. He's like, you're lucky I'm giving you this shit. Because I remember one night, about a week ago, you came in and you know, like I know. I said, but I don't know. I hope I don't know. No, brother, I never told you yet. I'll tell you after he leaves. I was like, no, I don't ever want to know. Well, you ask all these fucking stupid questions. White men do what white men do. Just remember that. And this wasn't white, though. Right? I was like, yeah, sure wasn't. So dude's like, hey, I'm missing rings. Roach is like, brother, whatever you had is right there. You call me a fucking thief? And I'm sweating like a motherfucker. I'm like, oh, I ain't stolen nothing. Big old Asians jumping off the car looking like Bolo Young, right? But more like Young, right? And he jumps off the car and he's like, you got everything, babe? I lost it. Roach is like, babe. And the Asian guy's like, what are you talking about? I thought they were cool with it. No. Don't let me into cool with that. I ain't cool with none of that. Right now, I don't want to be. What is he doing? I don't want to be a part of that. Right? I'm not cool with that. So Roach is like, listen, I think you guys need to take whatever you guys are into and tie it up in a bow tie, preferably rainbow, and like get the fuck out of my fucking yard, right? And he's like, and then the dude busts Roach out. He's like, you weren't saying that when we were working out. I literally had to back up. Roach was like, what do you mean? What? He's like, what about last week when you told me, hey, just put it? I was like, oh, Roach. Roach was like, no, brother, it wasn't like that. I was testing him. I was testing his equilibrium. I was going to see if he was going to be equal or he was going to be libertarian. I was like, no, fuck no. Look, you guys, this is a trifecta right here. They call this the Bermuda Asian Triangle. Do what you guys do, Roach. I'm out of here. I already had the ring, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gone, right? I got to get out of here anyway. I took my shit and I left, right? About an hour later, Roach is calling me. He's like, hey, brother, I need your backup. I need your backup. I said, nah, man, you like to back it up. I'm cool, bro. I can't fuck with you no more. Nah, brother, you don't even know. Let me explain. I got a lot of explaining to do. Yeah, you do. You do, but I'm not, I'm Mexican. You got to explain that to Dwarfwood in the woods, brother. I'm going to call Hurley right now. Explain that shit to them. Don't explain nothing to me. Yeah. Don't explain nothing to me, brother. Right? He's like, no, brother, they jumped me. They said you sold their rings. I said, they said I stole their ring. Fuck that, right? I did sell the ring. I was wearing them and shit. I'm coming over there right now. He's like, they already left, brother. I said, we're going to go track these motherfuckers down. Well, I don't know where they live at. I said, well, good. Because I really ain't trying to track them down. I'm just talking shit. So I go over there. This is what had happened. According to Roach, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's my boy, right? He said that dude was staying there. He already knew dude was into some wild and weird shit, right? Dude tried to come on to him. He said, nope, no can do, brother. I'm a good active wood, right? And I don't get down like that. I mean, I could slap it against your shit, but then that's general horseplay. But other than that, I can't, I can go outie, but not any. If that's cool with you, right? Whatever they did, like I said, man, it smelled wild. So I don't know. And to this day, I'm not going to say nothing other than what I know. But so we're chilling. So Roach, I buy a story, right? I don't buy it, but I'm like, whatever. It's the homie. So like a week later, we forget all about this dude. A rock busts out Roach's window, right? With a note tied to it, just like the movies. I want my rings. You stole my rings. So Roach is all in the front yard going crazy. Come on, bitch. Come on through, right? Let me tell you something right now. 2 days later, I get a phone call. Roach is in the hospital, right? Someone came and cracked this whole shit open, right? And his mom's like, it's that fucking Daniel. I seen the wig. Him and that big old Asian guy, right? So I went to Roach's house. He's in the hospital. We go to the hospital. He's all fucked up. He has a concussion. I'm like, Roach, what happened? He's like, brother, she came back. I said, he came back? Yeah, same shit. And fucked me up, brother. Well, you stole their rings. I said, yeah, I did steal their rings. Fuck them. He's like, yeah, okay. So sell them and let's split the money and then we'll call it even. So we end up doing that, right? Anyways, that motherfucker plagued Roach for like months. He would come, throw rocks at the house, egg the house. Like, this is why I fucking tell people, don't get in no weird relationship, man, or even be friends with motherfuckers that you ain't trying to be friends with, because wild shit like that happens. Anyways, I'm going to stand firm and say, man, my boy Roach said he never did nothing extracurricular or extra spectacular. I'm going to ride with that. And I never seen no weird shit after that. But that was kind of wild, wet and wild, right? That motherfucker could cook, though. I ain't going to lie, right? If Roach had to take one for the team, take one, bro, because those beans were different. I'm just going to keep it real. Those rings were different, too. You know, the gun always got to come up. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down, Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. If you guys enjoy these Superwoods, and look, I know a lot of people are like, no, Roach is not. No, maybe. I don't fucking know. Roach was up to no good that day. He was high. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. That's why they call it Cheeto juice. It's weird, man. I've been locked up with Woods in prison, man, and them motherfuckers have their lights on all night, fashioning weapons and general horseplay. You know, that's all I can say about that. With that being said, this video is sponsored by Vario Liquors in Turlock, California, the #1 award-winning liquor store in Central California, man. If you're ever in Turlock, in the 209 area, pull up to the Vario and get you something cold to drink. Tell Lale I said, what's up? Also, by Sticks and Stones Yard Service in Tucson, Arizona. If you are new or live in the Tucson area and you need an estimate on some cool, smooth yard work or side jobs, make sure that you hit up Sticks and Stones Yard Service, man. With that being said, if you guys like these videos, hit a 1 for your boy. This is the gun. Bang, bang, brothers.